Hey there, it's Olivia-Savannah here from Olivia's Catastrophe, and today I am doing a reading vlog where I'm going to be reading one of my best friend's favourite books. Happy birthday, Yana. This is posting on Yana's birthday. She is my best friend. Look at her, she's super cute. Please say a happy birthday, Yana, in the comments. I think Yana deserves all of the birthday wishes, especially this year. Yana has been my best friend for quite a while now, as best friends do, and she's one of the most fantastic people. There are many reasons why I love Yana to bits and pieces. Number one being that she is one of the few people. I'm a very particular eater. There's a lot of foods that I don't eat, that I don't like eating, but some that I do eat anyway, and she probably has in her brain a rundown list of every single food I do not like to eat, and also of the foods that I don't particularly like to eat but will eat if they are mixed with other foods. Give it to this girl because she remembers every single one. There's nobody else that remembers the way that she does. She is so thoughtful and so lovely, and she often handcrafts a lot of her gifts, and these are just things that she does that just make me love her all the more. The list is endless. But the third reason is that recently I told her how I've taken some steps to get closer to one of my ultimate life dreams, and her response was, "Congratulations, that's amazing. I am one step closer to my dreams coming true." Do you have a best friend who takes your dreams and makes them their dreams as well, and puts them together so that they're like our dream, our collective dream? And so I'm gonna try and be as thoughtful and kind as she is, and finally read one of her favourite books that she's read many years ago now. It is one of her favourite books of all time. It doesn't have its cover on it because I'm already currently reading it, but this beautiful Illumicrate edition of Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune. This is one of her favourite books. If you were here last year, exactly on this date, you will have seen that I read the Wolf Song series, and I absolutely fell in love with the Green Creek books. Those are also by TJ Klune. Yana really likes TJ Klune books. I really like TJ Klune books, but one of the ones that I haven't read is Under the Whispering Door, and if you had to ask Yana what is her favourite TJ Klune book, this would be her answer. And I'm already 50 pages in, so we're kicking off this reading vlog strong. This book is about grief, and it's about death. So in it we follow Wallace. He is our main character. He is a lawyer, and he is almost comically cruel. He is terrible, he is mean, he is the Ebenezer Scrooge of this book. And one day he has a heart attack and dies, and finds out that he is in the underworld, and he is someone who goes to his own funeral, realizes that there are very few people there, not anybody really loved him, and he needs to go through the crossing. However, you have to kind of come to terms with your death, but you go to this tea house, which is the crossing place, and you have to come to terms with your death, and you kind of need to physically and mentally move yourself on before you can leave the tea house and go on your way into the next stage of the afterlife. That is what I believe it's about. I've got to the point where Wallace is dead and has realised that he's dead, and I actually stopped this book right at the moment where he crosses the doorstep into this tea house, which on the back of this special edition it says Chiron's Crossing Tea and Treats, so that is the tea house. It's not spoilers, it's literally there on the back. I also think this book is just going to be a TJ Klune book that's made for me because it's about being a better person, so we're definitely going to see character development. So far, Wallace's character is just so comically terrible that I can tell that it's a setup for his character to improve as we read the book, and I love character development. It's yummy, I eat it for breakfast, I adore it. So I think this book is going to have ingredient 1 that I love, character development. Ingredient 2 that I love, and it's strange to say it, but I will always say it, I love books about grief. I think grief is a very human emotion. It's something that we all face, and it's also something that I faced recently, but like Yana has faced recently, and so it's going to be close to our hearts for both that reason. But grief is just something that's universal. Everybody will grieve at some point. It could be someone, it could be something, and I think reading books about it, it's a feeling that we brush away, we try not to face, and every time I read a book about it, I move a little bit further along on my own grieving journeys, but I also understand better how to communicate to people who are grieving. Just it brings me closer to other people in my life and around me and in this whole world, because that is what grief is. And it's a really interesting mental state to be in, or to look at, or to analyze, or to research, and it's so different for everyone, and yet everyone feels it. So secondly, grief, and then thirdly, the other thing that we both really love is tea. and this is set in a tea house. So as I read this book, I'm going to be drinking tea, especially when we get to the halfway mark, but I'll be drinking tea as I read because I do that anyway. So far, I really like the writing style. I feel like TJ Klune books have two kinds of writing style. The Green Creek series is very much written in his self-published this book before writing style, and you can tell it's a bit more raw and unpolished, but it's got so much heart to it. This writing style is closer to The House in the Cerulean Sea, and so if you read The House in the Cerulean Sea and you enjoyed it, you'll probably like his writing style in this one. It feels a bit more polished and complete, but there's some slight humour. He always puts some slight humour, and even though this is a story about grief and moving on, there's been moments where I'm like, that's quite funny, you know, that's quite entertaining, and I'm curious to see what more it's going to bring me. While I do this vlog, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm filming 2 vlogs at once. I might show you some fun stuff, I might not. We'll see where we get to. I do want to like tell you about Yana as I film this vlog, so I might just do some things that are very typically Yana and just be like, this is a Yana behavior, and one of them is me wearing this jumper. I hate clothes shopping. I hate it with a burning passion, and I often try and clothes shop by myself and not buy anything, but Yana went clothes shopping with me, supervised me and encouraged me to buy clothes, and one of them was this jumper, which I really like. It's also black. I enjoy wearing black. Yeah. Good afternoon. It is such a rainy day here in the UK, and I'm in my hoodie. My hoodie keeps me warm during winter. I got it 2 Christmases ago, and I know that this is a Yana approved outfit because when Yana came here last year and she saw the hoodie, she loved the concept so much, she used all of her creative DIY talent that she has, and she made her own for herself, because she has the amazing ability to do arts and crafts in a way that I don't, and can make her own clothes or adapt clothes the way that she wants to. I am 100 pages into Under the Whispering Door, which means I am a quarter of the way through pretty much, and this is good. This is really good. I do think as soon as Wallace discovered that he was dead, his character changed immediately. And I'm not saying that he immediately became a good person, because he's definitely not. But I think because of the fact that he's dead and he's not the one who knows the most, he's not the owner of a law firm anymore, he is someone who is not the most important person in the room, the most knowledgeable person in the room. And it immediately made him more likable because he's so far out of his depth and he's struggling. So I think very quickly Wallace becomes a little bit more of a likable character, but he's definitely got a very long way to go. And I'm liking this one, but it is a lot of it's a lot of conversations. Like, it's quite slow. I'm 100 pages in and we're on day 2 of him being dead, so it's definitely moving at a slow pace. Not that that's a big problem for me. I don't particularly mind slow paced books, but it's just a very different actually I do think The House in the Cerulean Sea was this slow as well, so that's fine. TJ Klune seems to like these isolated settings. Green Creek is in the middle of the woods, The House in the Cerulean Sea is on an island, and then this is in isolated mountains where there's a tea shop. And so because of that, you've got a very small cast of characters. There's only 4 of them so far, and I really feel like there's only going to be 4 of them throughout the whole novel, given the fact that because he's dead, not that many people can see him. But of the characters that we do meet, May is really nice, Nelson seems good. I really like Hugo, who is the ferryman that ferries the dead across to the next stage of life. I think he's got incredible patience, and I find characters who enjoy the small joys and can have incredible patience when faced with adversity, or main characters, really inspiring, because that just takes a lot. Wallace, I'm like, give or take Wallace. I don't like him, I don't dislike him. And I just haven't fallen in love with a particular character the way that I usually do with TJ Klune's books. They've usually got wholehearted messaging or sad messaging, but it's usually his characters that make me fall in love with the story. And I don't quite have that yet here. Not to say that I won't have it by the end of it, but I'm just like finding it okay as we go along. We've quickly learned that Hugo is gay. I am unsurprised because of the fact that TJ Klune often has gay representation in his books, and I think that Wallace is bisexual. There's like something said that makes me think that he's bisexual, but I'm not entirely sure quite yet. Will there be a romance? I don't know if there can be because he's dead, but we'll see. TJ Klune's done weirder romances before, and it's very dialogue heavy. There's a lot of conversations here. There's not a lot of action happening, and I wonder if that's going to maintain the whole way through, and this is really just going to be like a very conversational book. I'll get back to you. I'm gonna have a cup of tea and read some more now. It's the end of the day and it's almost 10:30, so I'm planning to go to sleep, but I wanted to update you because I read until the halfway mark of the Under the Whispering Door. I'm halfway through now, so I'm definitely making some good progress. It reads so easily. Like, TJ Klune's writing style is just so easy to read and get through. I almost feel like I didn't read 100 pages today, you know, that's how smoothly his writing goes. I have some thoughts and feelings and they're not all positive. I'm going to start with something positive though, and that's that I really love the scene that we see with Desdemona. Desdemona is a Shakespearean name, so already gets points for that. But the scene with Desdemona is actually funny. That is the first time I've actually laughed out loud while reading this book, and I don't always laugh out loud when reading a book, so it automatically gets points for that. Yana wouldn't mind if I'm critiquing one of her favourite books. I think she more so values hearing my opinions on books rather than me not being honest. Like, she just wants to hear what I generally think, so I'll tell you. And that's that. I do find this book a bit repetitive. It really annoys me when Wallace is asking questions and they answer the questions with a question, and so there's no concrete answer given at all. It's like, how do you feel about that? Like, I don't know. How do you feel about that? I'm like, just have a conversation where something gets answered. Like, give us meanings to these conversations. Like, some of these conversations feel a bit empty and some of these conversations feel a bit repetitive and they happen multiple times. So I'm getting frustrated by these characters who are saying the same things, and within the same things they're saying nothing. And I understand how they're trying to keep Wallace in the dark for obvious reasons, but it just frustrates me as a reader as well, that loads of the answers that we could get straight away, they're like, oh, it's none of your business, you shouldn't ask about that. And then when the plot's like, now you can have an answer, then they talk about it, and I'm just like, it dips into religion because it kind of has to. Like, what is the afterlife going to be like? And is there a omnipresent godly figure? And I don't want to spoil anything, but I will say that in this book they're kind of like, God is a human-made concept, but they also create a godlike omnipresent presence. So I'm just a bit confused because why would you be like, God is made up, but then have that kind of presence? It just feels contradictory to me. Of course I'm biased, but yeah, it's very interesting. What we have had is character development and Wallace realising who he was when he was alive and who he is now. And it's not that I'm not convinced by his character development, but I'm not convinced by his character development. I just don't know if I think he would have made the progress from how comically terrible he was to how he is now in the time that he's had and with the experiences that he's had. Okay, I had to switch memory card because I was talking for too long, and I'm going to take that as a sign that I need to go to sleep. But yeah, I'm feeling some type of mixed way about this book, and I'm going to go to sleep now because I want to wake up tomorrow morning and do a workout. Hello! I am just back from work and I thought I should show you some things and give you a little bit of an update because I've had just a lovely package, and it's basically my birthday tomorrow and it's just been a really nice day today, which has been lovely. And I just wanted to talk about the dinner that I showed you yesterday. That was me making a chili, and that chili came from Proper Healthy by Callum Harris. This is my favorite cookbook to use at the moment. I loved the 20-Minute Vegan by this author, talked about him a lot then, and now this is his latest book, and I've been cooking recipes from this. So that recipe was new to me, and what I really liked about that chili recipe is that it has tempeh in it, and that adds like a boost of protein into the meal. And there are other bits, so if you read this you can see all of the like breakdowns of the health thing, because this is about eating properly healthy. Really like the chili. Took some for lunch today at work, and this is a Yana approved cookbook because she is vegan, so she'll appreciate that I'm eating plant-based recipes to give me good healthy vibes. One thing about our birthdays, me and my besties, is that they're so close together, so I actually just got the best birthday package from Yana, and it's funny because hers arrived for her as well, but for me I'm allowed to open it before my birthday because, fun fact, I hate surprises. And for her, I asked her fiance to hide it so she can't have it until it's her birthday, till the day that she sees this video. From Dumpling Productions, this is Yana's thing because she makes things and I love the logo. She got me dried mango because dried mango is like, I know people say you can't buy happiness, but you can buy dried mango. And that's happiness in a packet. And more fun facts, you're really learning a lot about me in this video. I really like white chocolate, I really like cheesecake, and my top favorite cheesecake is lemon cheesecake. Yana found some chocolate Easter eggs that are white chocolate lemon cheesecake flavored, and they are vegan. I've already opened these because I couldn't wait. It just sounded so good, and I had one and it's the best thing of all my taste buds. Like, I love this. It's delicious. What I have not tried yet is this. This is also vegan. It's white chocolate, lemon pie, speculoos, crumbled flavored white chocolate. What? And she also got me some chamomile and lavender tea. The last thing she got me was this, the main event. This is my new work bag. So last year for my birthday, Yana surprised me with a homemade work bag. Like, she made this. She made the first one because she saw that I prefer to carry tote bags. The only thing about tote bags is that they don't have a zip, and I was always rifling through like, where's my stuff, where's my stuff? So she made me a work bag that is a tote bag with a zip on the top so it can be more safe, and also with sections in it, which is just perfect. That's everything you want from a tote bag. It's just so handy. It's so handy and I love it, and I'm already like, I'm gonna make the switch. So I'm gonna take this to work with me tomorrow, and then I'm gonna have that one, which is my one I'm using right now. It's behind me, that just came in, and I'm gonna wash that, and then I'm gonna have that as a backup, so if I'm washing this one I still have one, you know. I'm so happy. And then lastly, my gift from Simi, my sibling who I live with, came through, and Simi got me a cooking apron. Yay! I really needed a cooking apron. I do all the cooking for both of us because with Simi's disability they can't cook, and also it works out because I absolutely love cooking, but I love the kitchen being my space. But I am not a clean cook. I'm a hugely messy cook. I leave messes everywhere. I do clean it all up at the end, but I just like to cook and be free, and I'm like listening to music or listening to something and I'm like cooking, and it's all great and fine and dandy. But I do get messy. Has a quote on it and it says, "Your opinion was not in the recipe." So it's serving attitude, which I like. So very happy with all of this. I need to keep reading because I haven't made any reading progress, and we are on a deadline in this vlog. Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday dear Simi. Oh, Olivia. Happy birthday to you. Hippity hip. Hooray! How old are you today, lovely? 26. Woo! Blow out your candles. Alright, so I just finished my work day and I'm going to choose a tea from the tea calendar for this reading vlog, because here we read books and we drink tea, and that's also a very Yana behaviour. I'm also going to light a scented candle. This is a scented candle made by my bestie, and she made it for my Christmas present. It smells delicious, and it smells like soap, like a really fresh vanilla soap. So I'm going to burn that and I'm going to read this book. I have 100 pages of Under the Whispering Door left. I don't actually have much more to say. I know that at some point the manager has to appear, because all through this book they're talking about how terrible this manager is, and like, where is he? He's got to show up sometime, at some point. We've also been introduced to a new character, which is quite nice, because I was feeling a bit closed in with the number of characters that we had, but I have to admit, I'm so sorry, I'm still finding that this is dragging a bit. I don't actually have that much to say. I'm just reading and things are happening slow and steady, but they're learning new things, which I guess is nice. Anyway, more importantly, we're going to choose a tea. This is our tea calendar. So many doors are opened, but still not enough. Let's find out where we... Is 13? 13 is not open. 12 is not open, but 11 is open. So what we need is number 12. Let's open you up, honey. Ooh. What's this? A detox tea with coconut. Well, we are halfway through the advent calendar. Whoop whoop, we made it halfway. Be sure to let us know your favorite tea so far on our social media. Okay, promo. I guess they're allowed to do it. So yeah, we've got a Tea Pigs Cleanse detox tea with coconut, a green tea, herbal and spice infusion with natural flavorings. What's special about this tea? Kale smoothie, wheatgrass, avocado and toast. Been there, done that all. Now for the cleanest, greenest tea ever. In our opinion, a super combination of green tea, lemongrass, ginger, coconut and dandelion root, which help cleanse your body. Treat your body to the spring clean it so richly deserves. I'm not a big fan of coconut flavours. Dandelion root and lemongrass and green tea I can do. So I think for me it's going to depend on how strong the coconut flavours actually are. Oh dear. Oh, this is not good for me. This is not good. Okay. Oh gosh. I don't like that at all. I don't like it at all. Oh, okay. Oh, that's disgusting. I'm sorry. This is a me problem, not a tea problem. Oh gosh, it's really strong. I don't like the aftertaste. Okay, so... Oh. Look. Okay, I don't think I can drink that tea. I'm not going to drink that tea. I really don't like the flavour of coconut. I just cannot stand it. I can have things that have coconut in them, as long as coconut is not a flavour. So if you cook something in coconut oil and I can't taste the coconut, fantastic. That almost tastes like coconut tea to me. And I don't know if that's because I so strongly dislike the taste of coconut that having the taste of coconut in it is overpowering everything else, or if like the coconut is just a really strong flavour in this green tea. I'm gonna have to drain that because I really don't like it. I shouldn't have made this tea for myself. It's a problem. It's a problem. All right, I just let Simi try the tea, and Simi, what do you think of the tea?
Yeah, I really liked it.
So you're drinking the tea?
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Olivia-Savannah. Happy birthday to you. Woo!
So it is the afternoon before Yana's birthday, and as always I'm finishing this off in the last hour. It is not indicative of how much I like Yana, it's just me being my chaotic self, and I finished reading Under the Whispering Door this morning. Now I am a softie for TJ Klune. I'm just TJ Klune trash, and so even though there were things about this that I was nitpicking and I was like, oh, I don't really like this, I don't really like that. And actually the end itself, I can't tell you about the end because that would be spoilers, and I anticipate texting with Yana after this video goes up to talk about what I didn't like about the ending. But there was one particular thing that I really don't like when books do it at their ending, for the way that this plot is set up, and it did that thing and I was not happy and I was just frustrated because it did the thing, but then the ending continued and it just ended in such a cheesy, cute, wholesome way, which I always like about TJ Klune's books. Not to say they're necessarily all happy endings, that's not always the case, but there's always something wholesome, there's always a nice message you can take away. It's also got a little bit of cheese in it. There will always be a little bit of the cheese to what happens and also to the romance, because that's the way he goes, and it just makes you feel happy and glowy, or sometimes sad and glowy, but always glowy to some degree. So even though I had all these issues with how conversational this was and how few characters there were and this, that or the other, I still in the end just had feelings, and those feelings mean I enjoyed it to some degree. And that's what I mean about reviewing books, you know. Sometimes you can be like, this is wrong with the book, and this is technically wrong with the book, and this is technically wrong with the book, and I enjoyed it anyway. And that's what I'm saying about Under the Whispering Door. I don't have a ranking of all the TJ Klune books and whether or not, like, what I think of them and whether I love them. Maybe I should do that once I finish reading all of TJ Klune books, because I'm well on the way to working towards there. He just keeps publishing them. But yeah, this is not my favorite TJ Klune, but it's not my least favorite TJ Klune either, so that's saying something. I did like the ending, I did like where we got to, and it had some really nice things to say about grief as well. You can tell that TJ Klune was grieving when he wrote this, and if you read the author's note, there's also a really nice message about grief and writing through that in there as well for you to read. I think that's it. I think that's the end of the video. Yana, happy birthday once again. I hope you've had a really great day today and a really nice weekend celebrating. I wish you all the best, all the good vibes and all the love, as you very well know. With that, let me know in the comment section down below what is a book that your friend has read and recently enjoyed and talked to you about. Or if you don't have a friend who is a reader, if you had to recommend one book to somebody else, what book would you recommend? And to who, if you're happy to share. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button if you want to see more, and don't forget to hit that notification bell to be updated every time I have a new video. And you know what they say, onwards and upwards. Excelsior.